Most business loan brokers struggle to get their clients massive funding approvals consistently because they lack proven, repeatable systems. They're throwing applications at random banks, hoping something sticks with no real strategy or sequence in place. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my exact funding sequence, the same process I use at Waiters Capital that's helped deploy over $40 million to small and medium-sized businesses. This is the step-by-step blueprint I follow to get my clients approved from 150K to 300K plus in business funding with confidence and consistency. For context, I run a business funding company and I teach people how to become business loan brokers through my program, Wealth Builders Academy. I've helped hundreds of students launch their own funding businesses, and many are now doing anywhere from $20,000 to $200,000 per month using this exact system. So if you want to know how to structure your funding deals from start to finish, how to sequence your application strategically, and how to maximize approval odds for your clients, then watch this video all the way through, because I'm breaking down everything you need to know from A to Z. Before a single application gets submitted, everything starts with optimization. This is where most brokers rush and immediately lose leverage. On the personal credit side, traditional funding still rewards clean profiles, not just high credit scores. You want to be able to see 700 plus credit scores, no more than 4 recent inquiries per bureau, utilization ideally under 35%, credit age of 2 years or more, and most importantly, absolutely no negatives. No late payments, no collections, no charge-offs. 2 people can both have a 720 credit score, but one will get approved for $100,000 while the other struggles because lenders don't approve scores, they approve profiles. Once personal credit is solid, the business side has to match. The entity needs to be properly structured, not just registered. That means a low-risk NAICS code that banks are comfortable lending against. A business that looks stable and predictable on paper, and this part matters more every single year. Businesses now need to establish a deposit relationship with a bank if they want higher approvals. Banks are paying close attention to where money flows, how often it comes in, and whether the relationship looks intentional or accidental. Once the foundation is set, here's where most brokers still mess it up. They don't know how to manage inquiries. To maximize approvals, here's the rule we follow. Each bureau gets 3 to 4 inquiries per round. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, that's it. You want to think of it kind of like Tetris. You route applications to the bureau with space instead of stacking them randomly, and here's what separates professionals from everyone else. Business credit inquiries can be removed between rounds without impacting personal credit. So the flow looks like this. You apply, remove inquiries, apply again, remove inquiries, and then keep it moving. That single concept alone is why most brokers never cross 6 figures per client. Now, once the profile is optimized and the inquiry space is mapped out, the real sequence starts. We usually begin with what I like to call big win banks, and Chase is almost always first. With the right setup, Chase alone can produce $70,000 to $90,000 in funding. You typically start with 1 ink card and target 20 to 50,000. And here's the important correction most people miss. Chase has 2 0% interest business credit cards. So your second approval can still be 0%. If the first approval comes in strong, you can apply for the second immediately. If it's lighter, you wait briefly and come back. Now, instead of consolidating, what we actually do is credit limit reallocation. Toward the end of your initial 0% promo period, you apply for another 0% interest Chase business credit card for the same business. If approved, you can move available balance from the existing card into the new one, and that balance will qualify for the new 0% term. That's how you extend leverage without hurting credit. Chase also doesn't need massive deposit. They typically like to see around $3,000 to $5,000 sitting in the account to feel comfortable. If the client can't do that yet, you don't force it. You just move forward in the sequence. From there, American Express is usually next. If personal limits are already strong, Amex often mirrors them on the business side, but if approvals come in low, here's the adjustment. You want to use a 91-day rule. On the 91st day of having the card, you can request a credit limit increase. In many cases, limits jump 2 to 3 times higher. That's a move most brokers never teach, but it changes everything. Once Amex is done, inquiries get wiped. Experian usually clears within 24 to 48 hours. From there, we move into banks that require more attention. Citizens Banks works best when you establish a relationship first and open an account. You want to let those deposits season briefly, and $35,000 approvals are very consistent when done the right way. Truist is another option here, usually landing between $15,000 to $25,000. Again, relationship first, then application. PNC can still be used strategically, but you want to avoid it if the business utilization is already high. After these approvals, you go ahead and remove the inquiries again. And now here's the big correction. You don't need to wait 30 or 60 days to finish a funding stack. With proper funding sequences, this can all be completed in just one round. That's how we move faster without sacrificing approvals. Wells Fargo can be layered in during the same sequence. A $5,000 deposit is usually enough. Let that season for 60 days, and then you can stack a business card and a business line of credit, often totaling $30,000 to $60,000. From there, we move to Bank of America and US Bank, small deposits, clean statements, controlled sequencing, and then we can revisit Amex later. And if Navy Federal is accessible, that's another layer that most don't talk about. When you step back and look at the numbers, the results are predictable. Conservatively, you should be at anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000 in funding. Strong profiles push $300,000 plus in funding. The average lands $180 to $250. At a 10% commission, a $200,000 deal is a $20,000 check. Before we wrap this up, let me save you from some mistakes. There are banks I would avoid when sequencing. Capital One pulls all three bureaus and reports to the personal. TD Bank reports to personal, and limits are not always the best. Citibank approvals are smaller and only useful in very specific situations. They don't fit the strategy as much. Once you master this foundation, advanced options open up, like age corporations, regional banks, expanded access, and it's so much more. But none of that works if you don't control the basics first. Sequence strategy beats luck. So that's my exact funding sequence for $150K to $300K plus in approvals. Now, if you want a complete breakdown of how to build a funding business, getting clients, closing deals, pricing services, and scaling, watch this video right here. It's a full course on building a six-figure funding company. And if you want to work with me directly inside of Wealth Builders Academy, where I hand you the lender relationships, CRM, and complete system, click the first link in the description to apply. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.